Hello dear students, I would like to welcome you all on the online platform of KRT Arts, BH Commerce and AM Science, that is KTHM College, Nashik. I am Dr. Bharati Rajebhosale, working as an assistant professor in the Department of English. Today in this video lecture, I would like to discuss the grammar topic, that is punctuation. Dear students, in the previous lectures, we discussed many topics, that is, we discussed some poems, so also we discussed communication skills. Today, in this lecture, I would like to deal with the next topic, that is punctuation. So first of all, let's know what is punctuation. We know students, punctuation makes the written language more meaningful, intelligible to read and comprehend. It helps to distinguish one sentence from another sentence or one part of a sentence from another part by means of signs which are called punctuation marks. So, punctuation marks are very important regarding written language. They make written language more meaningful. So we must follow the rules of punctuation to convey the right meaning. Punctuation marks in English are equivalent to intonation in spoken language. So it's a very crucial aspect of effective language use is the proper use of punctuation marks. A string of words becomes meaningful because of punctuation. So, dear students, when we want to make sentences more meaningful, we have to use punctuation marks, and we must follow these rules strictly when we want to convey the right meaning, the perfect meaning. The most common punctuation marks in English are commas, colons, semicolons, full stops, question marks, exclamation marks, apostrophe and capital letters. So punctuation marks are equivalent to intonation in spoken language. They indicate how words would sound when spoken. We can express our ideas and even emotions using appropriate punctuation marks. If used incorrectly, it can lead to confusion and misinterpretation. So, in today's lecture, we will deal with the topic or punctuation mark, that is commas. So, commas are the most important and frequently used punctuation mark in English. Wrong use of commas convey wrong meaning. For example, let's see two examples are given here, and in both the examples we know which is the correct example. So let's see this. Let's sit, grandpa. This is correct sentence, and the another sentence or another example is let's sit, grandpa. So it is incorrect one. Why it is incorrect? Because we have not used comma in the second sentence, but we have used comma in the first sentence, and which is a correct one. Now let's see again that sentence. Let's sit, grandpa. So we can very clearly come to know that how comma makes sentence meaningful. Now we are going to discuss the uses of commas. The first one, commas are used for separating words or group of words. Let's focus on some examples. My subjects were English, Marathi, Hindi, History and Geography. The second example, the manager called the sales executive, the storekeeper, the maintenance personnel and the accountant for an urgent meeting. We bought pens, pencils, erasers, and some books from the shop. So dear students, focus on all these examples and definitely we will come to know that how we have used here comma for separating words or group of words. In the first example, my subjects were English, Marathi, Hindi, History and Geography. In this example, we have used here comma for separating these different subjects. Now, in the next example, the manager called the sales executive, the storekeeper, the maintenance personnel and the accountant for an urgent meeting. In this example also, we have separated group of words by using commas, that is sales executive, the storekeeper, the maintenance personnel and the accountant. Again, focus on the next example. Let's see this. We bought pens, pencils, erasers and some books from the shop. So in this way, when we want to separate words or a group of words, we have to use comma. Now, the next use of comma, it is for separating different kinds of grammatical items like clauses and phrases. On arriving at Hyderabad, she found that she had lost her wallet. How you complete this assignment is left to your imagination. Meena, why don't you wear a red dress? I hope you had a nice stay in our hotel, said the manager. Now let's see all these examples. And we know in all these examples, comma is used here for separating different kinds of grammatical items, that is clauses and phrases. Now, the first example, that is on arriving at Hyderabad, she found that she had lost her wallet. So in this sentence, we have used comma here for separating participle clause and the main clause. Now the next example, how you complete this assignment is left to your imagination. So in this sentence, comma is used for separating noun clause as a subject and the rest of the sentence. Again, towards the next example, Meena, why don't you wear a red dress? So in this sentence again, we have used here comma for separating the person whom we are addressing and what is said to him or her. So Meena, after Meena, we have used here comma and the subject is separated from the rest of the sentence. Next example, I hope you had a nice stay in our hotel, said the manager. So we know between the direct speech and the reporting clause, comma is used here. Now the next usage of comma, it is for separating interjections, introductory words or phrases. The first example, wow, that sounds really exciting. Well, what do you think we should do about it? By the way, have you read today's paper? So in all these examples, we have used here comma for separating interjections, introductory words or phrases. So dear students, in the first example, we have separated here interjection wow from the rest of the sentence. Okay, so we say wow, that sounds really exciting. In the next example, well, what do you think we should do about it? In the next example, by the way, have you read today's paper? So in this way, in the second example, after well we have used comma and well is the introductory word in that particular sentence, and in the next sentence, by the way, we have used comma after the phrase by the way. So in this way, for separating interjections, introductory words or phrases, we can use comma. Now towards the next usage of a comma, it is used for separating punctuations from the rest of the sentence. Let's see some examples. It's quite unexpected, isn't it? You live in Nashik, don't you? So we know these are the punctuations, and we have used here comma to separate punctuation from the rest of the sentence. And now the next usage of comma, it is used for indicating a parenthesis. So first we should know what is parenthesis. Actually, parenthesis means a word or a phrase inserted as an explanation or afterthought into a passage which is grammatically complete. Without it, in writing usually marked off by brackets, dashes or commas. So parenthesis, it gives little information about the subject being discussed. Now let's see some examples. Sachin Tendulkar, without doubt, is our greatest cricketer. Karthik, as far as I know him, never wanted to give up his Indian citizenship. So in both the examples, we have used here comma for indicating a parenthesis. In both the examples, we know in the first example, there is more information about Sachin Tendulkar, and in the next example also, there is more we can say information about Karthik. So when we want to indicate parenthesis, or when we want to give more information, when we want to add more information about the subject which is being discussed in the sentence. For example, Sachin Tendulkar is discussed in the first sentence, Karthik is discussed in the next sentence, and we want to give little more information. So for indicating parenthesis, we have used here comma. So dear students, in this way, how punctuation marks are very important we know, and how we are going to use commas in different situations we have discussed in this lecture. So we know commas are used for separating words or groups of words. After that, separating different kinds of grammatical items like clauses and phrases. After that, separating interjections, introductory words or phrases. The next use of comma is separating a punctuation from the rest of the sentence, and the last one is indicating a parenthesis. So in this way, in today's lecture, we have completed this topic. It's a small part of, we can say, punctuation marks. So hope you have understood this lecture well. We will meet in the next lecture with a new topic of punctuation marks. Thank you.